Urinary tract infections are extremely common. Around 1 in 2 women and 1 in 20 men will get a UTI in their lifetime. Plus, once you've had one UT challenge, you're way more susceptible to another in the future. That's why you just need Just Thrive's UT123. This product can actually prevent UTIs while maintaining your urinary tract health. UT123 targets both immediate and long-term relief. We've all heard to drink cranberry juice for your urinary tract, but did you know that for the full effects, you need the whole cranberry? Not just juice, but the skin, flesh, and even the seeds. Well, UT123 uses superior ingredients that utilizes the whole fruit. This supplement truly is the full package. So if you're someone who struggles with the constant urge to urinate, a burning feeling when you pee, pelvic pain, or just want to be proactive in your urinary health, Just Thrive is for you. Just Thrive is so confident you'll love their product that there is a 100% money-back guarantee on every purchase made through justthrivehealth.com. And for a limited time, you can save 20% off site-wide at justthrivehealth.com with promo code SEXWithEmily. That's justthrivehealth.com and use code SEXWithEmily for 20% off your order. You're going to love it. Listen, alcohol is just out in 2024. There is a rising trend of going alcohol-free or being sober curious, and alcohol, the truth is, it's just bad for you and can famously impair your sex life. So if you're looking for another way to unwind, relax, or just have fun, I cannot recommend Via's THC gummies enough. Via has gummies for every occasion. Whether it's to improve your sleep, I love their sleep gummies. I take them everywhere. Your mood or your focus. They even have an aphrodisiac gummy called High Love to boost my arousal levels. High Love has a unique blend of cannabinoids and aphrodisiac exotic herbs that are known for their libido enhancing effects. So I've been using Via for a while now, and I absolutely love them. They're a super trusted company. They use premium hemp, natural ingredients, and they're known for their premium indoor THCA flower. All their products are made here in the US. They got quick and discreet shipping to all 50 states, so you can all enjoy them, not to worry. And also super affordable. So head over to viahemp.com and use code Emily at checkout to save 15% off your order. That's VIIAHEMP.com. Use code Emily at checkout for 15% off your order and let me know what you think. Thanks for listening to Sex with Emily. Better relationships equal better sex. Sinclair Institute, the leader in sex education products for adults, has been saying it for over 20 years. I've seen some of their DVDs, and I highly recommend them. Find Sinclair's ad on my products page on my website, sexwithemily.com, and save 50% off any one item when you put in Emily50 at checkout. Enjoy the show. I promise your sex life will improve.
Look into his eyes. They're the eyes of a man obsessed by sex. Eyes that mock our sacred institutions. Bedroom eyes, they call them in a bygone day.
Hey, Emily, you got a boyfriend? Because my man E here, he just got his heart broken. He thinks you're kind of cute.
A girl's got to have her standards. Oh, my.
Do women know about shrinkage?
Isn't it common knowledge?
What do you mean, like laundry? It shrinks?
Can we not talk about sex so much?
Are you kidding me?
Oh my God, it feels so good.
Being bad feels pretty good. But you know, Emily's not the kind of girl you just play with.
You're listening to Sex with Emily. We're talking about sex, relationships, and everything in between. For more information about Sex with Emily, go to sexwithemily.com, where you can check out our podcast, sign up for our mailing list and our RSS feed, buy sex toys, and do all that fun stuff. So thanks, everyone, for listening to the show. This is our 45-minute show, so you're going to be here with us for a while. And we've got some if you're looking to advertise on the show, please email me feedback at sexwithemily.com. You can also find me on Twitter, Emily Morse, Morse, and on Facebook, my fan page is Sex with Emily. And I'm here with Menace.
Hi, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
Speaking of sex toys, I watched Jackass 3 in 3D, and they have 3D dildos like through the entire movie.
Really? 3D dildo? So they look like they're like jutting out at you? Were you having a heart attack?
Into your face, yeah.
Menace doesn't like sex toys.
There's a lot of wiener in there, too. So if
Really?
you're a big fan of wiener, you should check out Jackass 3D.
I have not seen it, and I probably never will, but thanks for sharing that.
Cool.
I appreciate it. How have you been?
I'm good.
Good.
I've just been out going to shows and stuff like that.
Yeah?
Who did I see recently? I saw She and Him with Zooey Deschanel, who I'm in love with.
You love her. You've loved her forever.
Yeah. I went and saw LCD Sound System. Dead Mouse, who's a big DJ. And I'm going to Shakira tonight.
That's
I know
great.
You're jealous.
How's the drinking?
Drinking is I'm gonna cut it off after a month. Yeah.
Really? Like no drinking?
No drinking.
Game over for a month?
Well, no, I'm gonna cut it off until like March because I have to go to South by Southwest.
Right, you can't not drink there. That'd be crazy not to drink in Southwest, South by Southwest, right? Okay, I got it.
Take a break.
Okay,
how
good.
about you?
I'm good. I've been in school, as you know, and I just finished my 3 weeks of school. My last day was yesterday, and so I'm well on my way to becoming a doctor.
So what?
Human
now,
sexuality.
You do 3 weeks, and then what?
3 weeks, and then I have home study. So I have a bunch of videos to watch, maybe porn, books to read. Till February, and then in February, students come back and we all study again, and then I have again in June.
So you're doing a lot of home study?
I got home studying.
Like what kind of home study?
Home studying. Like I got to use some sex toys and stuff. No, I don't really know yet. Actually, I'm glad you asked it because we have a special guest here today. Sarah Miller is here. Sarah's one of my classmates.
Yeah.
And I found her to be one of my most interesting classmates. I was like, you've got to come on my show. Really?
Thanks.
Hi, Sarah.
Wow, hi.
Sarah is a multifaceted woman. She's a pro dominatrix. She identifies as queer, which she's going to explain to us. And she's into BDSM, kinky sex, all that stuff. So she's going to get into it, and she's going to talk to us and join us today and just kind of chat. So this week in sex school, I was taking notes throughout the week about things that we had to do. So we were in this advanced, what was it called? Advanced skills? Practical skills. We're learning our practical skills. So this is what I had to do this week. I got naked in class. I made a picture of my vagina. I wrote a letter to my body part, particularly my G-spot, and I got analyzed by my professor in front of class. She did a therapy session on me.
Naked?
I got naked. Okay, so here's the thing.
You got analyzed naked?
No, I did not get analyzed naked, but that would have been interesting. So that would have been interesting. So no, I mean, it sounds kind of silly because I'm writing this down. I'm like, my vagina, I got naked. But really, it was really about being comfortable with your body because so many people, we're learning to be, sexologists. And so when you have to be comfortable with your own body, if you've got body image issues, that's a major issue when you're a sex therapist or sex counselor. So it's just like being comfortable with your own body. But not only did we have to get up in front of class, you got up, you had the option of leaving your clothes on. There was a few people that left their clothes on, but I took everything off except for my underwear. I couldn't quite. Was that bad? What'd you do,
I got
Sarah?
totally naked.
You got totally naked.
You forget? You forgot?
I didn't forget. You looked hot. I forgot. No, you did. No, you did.
Okay.
Not that I sexualized you, but it was hot. I remember.
Wait, so you got to get naked, and then you just stand in front of her?
No, you go to a mirror. There was a mirror in the class, and you had to talk to yourself in the mirror and be like, "Well, I really think my ears are funny, and I don't like my hair, and my boobs kind of are this, and my vagina." Like you had to go through your whole body and analyze it naked in front of the class, and the class doesn't say a word, and then you sit down. And at first, I have to say, I was nervous. I don't get naked in front of people. I won't pose naked. I won't do things naked. But it was a very empowering experience getting up there and like taking your clothes off and being like, here I am, and here's what I like and what I don't like. And it was a good experience.
Wow.
Don't you think, Sarah? What did you think of it?
Oh, I loved it. But see, this was like the 5th time I've gotten naked in front of people at sex school. So
she's a little advanced. She's a few semesters ahead of me.
Just a few, but you'll get naked way more in front of a lot more people, actually.
Really?
And I think, I think, and it's great because I don't know. Last trimester, I got naked a lot, and when I came home, I could ejaculate, and I attribute that to just being super comfortable.
So you weren't able to female ejaculate before that?
No, not really.
Wow.
Not like gush, like go crazy.
So how did getting naked in front of the class translate to your female ejaculation?
See, I think it did. And people, it makes sense, doesn't it? Yeah, being comfortable with your body completely.
Right.
I think being able to let go, because when we got naked, you'll do it if you want to. I can't give you more details because it's kind of a surprise.
Okay.
But it's so getting naked in front of everybody, it's like you're dealing with your body image issues,
right?
And so once you've kind of dealt with that, you can get naked from a partner and ejaculate everywhere.
Wow.
So we're going to get into that later. So Sarah's actually going to be here with her. We're going to talk more about her sex life and stuff more towards the end of the show. We're actually going to do another show with her as well because she's got a plethora of information. And then I had to write a letter to my body part that I feel I've been neglecting lately. So I should have brought it in with me. My G-spot. I don't feel that I paid enough attention to it.
You're obsessed with your G-spot.
I am not obsessed with it. I don't pay. I just know how I can have an orgasm, and it's not usually involving my G-spot. So I wrote a letter.
Okay.
And then I drew a picture of my vagina, which was kind of lame because I did it. I did it 5 minutes before class. Like people did elaborate vaginas, where they went and got Play-Doh and big feathers, and they made amazing sculptures. But I'm such a last minute person that I just drew a rainbow. Did you see that one?
No, did you?
A rainbow?
It was a rainbow-shaped vagina.
Did your G-spot write you back and say, well, it's about time you paid attention to me?
Not yet. I'm waiting for the letter. I don't have the letter with me. I'll read it next
okay.
week. I'll read it next week. So we're going to talk to Sarah. We're also going to read some sex news today and some of your emails that you sent us. And
Okay.
yeah, so it'll be a good day. So what else did we do? Okay, so I got analyzed by my professor in front of class as well. So she wanted to use me as like a subject about a sex issue that I was having. And so I had to just, it was like wasn't it like a full-on therapy session?
It was an intake, I think. It was going through like your basic sex history. Like
Right.
if we're going to take it as a client.
In front of everybody.
Yeah.
This is what I've been doing.
Sweet.
It's been intense.
Sharing is caring. Why don't you share some?
I did share. I talked about just my first sexual experience, what I remember, like this girl when I was in third grade putting her hand on my boob and it felt really good. And then I talked about the fact that I didn't know how to masturbate. Like masturbation never occurred to me until I was like 18. I didn't even think to masturbate. I didn't have like Catholic, any kind of like Catholic or religious upbringing. I don't know why I said Catholic, but any religious upbringing that was like, don't touch yourself. My mom was very open. It literally never occurred to me.
You didn't like accidentally, accidentally orgasm, like climbing up a rope or something.
I hate those people. Oh yeah, I was like riding a horse and I had an orgasm. Like that never happened to me.
Yeah, my best friend can do that with leg lifts and shit.
That used to happen to me at the gym. There was this one machine. We've talked about this before.
Yeah.
There was a machine at the gym when you put your legs in and out, and I would have an orgasm that way. But it doesn't happen anymore.
No.
See what?
It's not that easy. I'm sorry.
Wow.
Okay, let's get into.
Oh, did you see
what?
You saw my comment like last week about the scientist because I said it in a podcast and somebody tweeted it out.
No, what was it?
I go, the new scientists have found a new way to make women orgasm is by throwing Gucci bags at them.
Yeah.
And like people loved it.
I said, don't throw them.
Oh, throw them.
No, you should gently place them in their lap.
Yeah.
That was really funny.
And then some girls are like, oh, I'm a Chanel girl. Blah, blah.
Right.
Like,
that's
whatever.
funny. People like you, Menace.
I guess so.
That's really probably that probably is your strategy, isn't it?
What?
Are you sleeping around?
No, never.
Here's a purse.
How's it going? How's your sex life? Mine's non-existent,
good.
so I have nothing to say right now.
Mine is good.
Good.
I mean, I don't have anybody serious, but
Okay. Anyone you're throwing Gucci bags at?
no Gucci bags. Only the girlfriends get the Gucci bags. Not anybody. I don't need to throw a Gucci bag just to have casual sex with somebody.
No, it's just when you want the real relationship.
Yeah,
That's great advice. I was like, oh, look, Menace is doing... It was a tweet that he sent out, which is White Menace is your tweet, Twitter.
Yeah.
And it was like, and I was like, oh, good for Menace doing a sex tip. It was like sex tip. And then it was like throw Gucci bags. And like figures, lame Menace. Lame. Okay, let's get into some sex in the news.
Okay.
All right. Okay, so mother of teen sex addict sues the Tyra Banks show. The Tyra Banks Show TV producers who kidnapped sex addicts. The mother of a 15-year-old self-proclaimed sex addict is suing Warner Brothers Entertainment, Tyra Banks, and executive producers for a talk show for $3 million for featuring her child on television without consent. So apparently they flew this child out with getting parental consent, put him up in a hotel, and she claims that she was promoted as featuring a 15-year-old sex addict on the show, and her biological mother and legal guardian said she didn't like it at all. The show was undoubtedly watched by sexual deviants, perverts, and pedophiles alike, argues the complaint. So I don't know. So allegedly the producers say that they didn't know they had to get permission or something. So they're suing him for $3 million. That's pretty amazing, though. That is a little, 15-year-old kid flying out without getting parental consent to talk about their sex addiction.
No.
What people do for content, I guess. Good content. But that's not...
Yeah,
that's
but
not,
I have to... I mean, at work, I have to get anything signed off by somebody that's underage.
Right.
I
This
have
is
to
what I
get
don't
by
understand.
their-
Anytime you get paid for something, if you're underage, you have to get paperwork signed.
Yeah.
So they're saying that they didn't. Can you imagine turning on the TV and there's your child, like, I'm a sex addict at 15?
Yeah, even if I give away, tickets to a concert... to an underage kid, I have to get their parents to sign off on giving them tickets. That is just dumb.
Really dumb.
Whoever did that.
I know, but probably nothing will happen. And $3 million is probably nothing to them at all. So
Yeah, they'll be like, all right.
Right now, you're approaching the nesting area of the mongoose, the most dangerous blue-faced baboon known to man.
Everyone, no sudden movements. And please turn off your cell phones. The mongoose have been known to tear men apart at the slightest provocation. Quiet. Shut up.
What is that? It's getting louder.
Hodgkins, is that a Jimmy Jane form-free vibrator? I told you to leave that at home.
But Mercutio, it's so perfectly designed and powerful.
and my wife enjoys sex so much more now. You've alerted the mongoose. They've started their war dance.
Run, men, run!
Run, men! Run! Run!
Get out of here! They've got me! Oh, they've got me, my God! Oh, they've got me!
Jimmy Jane products are so sleek, functional, and powerful, you'll find yourself wanting to bring them everywhere. From vibrators and candles to pleasure kits and even jewelry, if it's from Jimmy Jane, it's a good time. So don't monkey around. Go to jimmyjane.com today and peruse at your leisure, and use coupon code SUMMER at checkout to get $25 off any purchase of $100 or more, and help keep Sex with Emily free. Forever.
Okay, next story is sex survey at D.C. school sparks controversy. A Washington, D.C. middle school is under fire after distributing a survey to 7th graders asking both boys and girls about their sexual orientations and whether they knew how to put on a condom, among other questions. The students were asked about their genders, whether they're male, female, or transgendered, and they were asked to identify themselves as straight, bisexual, gay, lesbian, or not sure. Other questions included, how sure are you that you know the difference between oral, vaginal, and anal sex? Would you know where to get condoms if, when a friend needed them? Can you correctly put on a condom on yourself or a partner? The survey also asked about the students' history of sexual activity. The problem was they sent a letter to the parents, like at first saying, do you approve of this study? But the same day they sent the letter to the parents, they gave the study out, so the parents are pissed off. So unfortunately, the opt-out letter to parents regarding this unit in the health class went home on the same day that the assessment was administered. As a result, there was not enough time to allow for parental response before the unit began. So I think we need more sex education in schools, though. So parents probably would have been up in arms, but it's good that they're asking these questions. I never got asked these questions. We talked a lot about this in school, how there's not enough sex education.
Yeah, it's good, but it's underage kids, and parents need to give the approval.
But that's,
Not
I mean,
to put-
how do
I'm
we
playing-
know what, you know what I mean? Like, why they didn't get approval to learn about like World War II or something like that.
Yeah, that's
so
true.
why would you need approval to learn about sex?
I don't know. I guess I'm glad that they're teaching this in school. It says their local.
Sorry to
What?
interrupt. They're having sex. Learning about World War II there's not really many consequences in that, and having sex there is.
Yeah, so wouldn't you want to learn more about sex and protection?
Yeah, but still, I'm not gonna go tell another person's kid what to do with their life.
But they did. But I don't think in that survey they're just
without
seeing what
letting
their
the parents
responses are.
The parents know first.
Right. The parents are concerned the survey revealed too much information for a 12-year-old. But their local data showed that almost 23% of middle school students, and this was in 2009, said they already had sexual intercourse once. We know that we have an STD epidemic that's 16 times the national average, that our pregnancy rates are 3 times the national average. This is in D.C. So what we know is that young people are sexually active, and we need to work together, parents, schools, all of us, to make sure young people get the information and skills they need to protect themselves.
And I am not disagreeing with that at all. I think kids do need to be educated, but the parents are still in charge until they're 18.
Did you have sex ed in school?
Yeah. That's
I barely did.
I had sex ed probably in junior high.
You must have skipped it, right? Given your state.
What are you talking about?
Given your knowledge base? Just kidding.
No, I found out about sex when I was like 6 years old.
Right.
I saw porno. And for some reason in my head, at 6 years old, seeing the porno, I knew what was going on. It was weird.
That is weird. You're a smart kid.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah. So we did talk about this a lot in school, that there's just really not a lot of sex education out there for youth. Like, I didn't have any. Like, it's all about reproductive. It's all about like having sex or getting pregnant or using condoms, but it was never about like pleasure or masturbation. I wish I had a class on masturbation. I would have had orgasms way before I was 19 years old.
There should be
I'm sort of pissed off. I'm sort of mad at my school.
Yeah, but it's different
times now.
Yeah.
That was a long time
Yeah.
ago. Yeah, whatever. Oh, okay.
Different times, different mentalities now.
That's true.
Well,
it was much
but
more conservative.
we have abstinence-only education still, and it's still being funded.
Yeah, but it's in this area. It's based on the areas. I'm sure that's
in San Francisco. Okay,
in San Francisco, that's not going to happen. Maybe in
Everywhere
Missoula,
else.
Montana. Yeah.
Well, No,
You're in Colorado,
yeah,
right?
I'm in Denver. I mean,
abstinence only in Denver.
I mean, there's abstinence. I think there's certain fun. I mean, I couldn't tell you which school districts have it, but I don't know which. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of them getting funded still for it.
Yeah.
In which case,
sex education needs to be. That needs to be overhauled.
But even in your sexual education, you never learned how to pleasure. Like you never learned how to pleasure yourself at school in the sex education classes.
No.
You probably knew how.
By your teacher.
Yeah, by then you know.
See, I didn't know. Because you have a penis that sticks out and gets hard. I was just like, I don't know what's going on. I didn't even pay attention. I was so busy.
Yeah.
I was busy all the way till I was like 18, 19. And then my mom was like, really? And then I started having sex and I wasn't having, my friends were like, we have an orgasm? I'm like, no, what's that? My mom was like, she gave me a book to read. And my friends were all like, you have to masturbate. I'm like, master who?
What?
And then I did. And then what have I been missing my whole life?
You have to self-pleasure.
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 I can't say masturbate?
I don't, well.
Is that one of the words we learned? We've learned, like, there's certain words we shouldn't say in class. Not masturbate?
I think, masturbate because it has negative connotations.
Because it meant...
Self-pleasure is...
We're supposed to say self-pleasure instead of masturbate.
What's the actual definition? Where did it come from?
Self-pleasure still sounds the same as masturbate.
No, because the origins of the word masturbate is like some kind of Latin origin, right? That's kind of messed up. Something like that. Whatever.
Wow,
I'm not going to be the
attention,
PC. We were too busy sleeping and
the number one word that people think about, well, even when you say self-pleasure, is going to instantly go to masturbate.
Well, sure, but but you're still saying self-pleasure as opposed to
you're just trying to. You're like
they don't even
talking like a politician.
They don't want to say penetration. Why not saying? They were like, don't say penetration. Why not say engulfment? Like you're being engulfed, like a woman is being engulfed, right? Or the man's penis is being engulfed by the woman's vagina.
Can I speak at this school?
Yeah.
I want to talk about banging. Can you say banging?
They'd hate you. They would not let you in the door. Okay, so next story. Beware of the sex killers. If you want to rev up your sex life, first make sure you don't shut it down. Many everyday items can interfere with pleasure in the sack. Menace, this one's for you. Number 1, alcohol.
What?
Yep. In Macbeth, Shakespeare wrote that this substance provokes the desire but takes away the performance. Truer words were never penned. When people of average weight drink more than 2 beers, cocktails, or glasses of wine an hour, alcohol interferes with erection in men and impairs sexual responsiveness in women.
Not me.
Drink too much and you'll do it all. And you'll do it in the prone position and pass out.
Performance enhancer.
Really?
Yeah.
That's what you think.
Yeah.
No.
That's what she didn't say.
No.
Okay. Tobacco. Smoking narrows the blood vessels, impairing blood flow into the penis in men and increasing the risk of erection impairment. In women, the same mechanism limits blood flow into the vaginal wall, decreasing lubrication.
Some people say smoking marijuana that they get all hot
Horny?
and heavy
Yeah.
and horny. Horny.
It's my favorite
where's
word.
the bell? The
We have a bell. Every time I say horny, we ring a bell. But
Yeah.
we're in the wrong office, the wrong studio today.
But I don't see how that could happen. Like with guys, I don't know how they could get erect after smoking
pot? Why?
I don't know because it hinders you and makes you all slow and everything.
Sometimes. It depends who that person is.
I don't think I could get an erection after smoking marijuana.
Right. A lot of people get turned on by having, like a lot of people, it heightens their sex drive.
Really?
But it's not a good thing. Probably.
I think it would make me want to eat Chinese food.
That's what it does. It gives you the munchies and then you want to have sex maybe. Okay, antidepressants. You want to eat Chinese food.
Yeah.
You're like, I was going to have a boner and I decided to have some egg foo young.
Yeah. That's where I would be.
Antidepressants. Antidepressants are another sex killer. Beware. Antidepressants, they work, they help you with your depression, but they can carry considerable risk of sexual side effects, loss of desire, and difficulty reaching orgasm in both sexes, impaired erections in men, and lubrication problems in women. If you take an antidepressant, what can you deserve to preserve sexual function? So try a drug holiday where you go off of the medication and you see if it can still work.
Yeah.
Consult your physician.
No.
Talk to your physician before you go off any medication.
My buddy was telling me about this. Like he tried 2 different drugs and they had 2 different outcomes. 1, he can never rise to the occasion, and then 2, he could rise to the occasion, but he can never orgasm. He would just go forever.
Wouldn't that make you more depressed?
Yeah, exactly. Well, this is the thing with antidepressants. It's like this sick joke. It's like, oh, you're depressed and you want to kill yourself. Well, here's something to make you feel better, and you're finally feeling better. Oh, but I'm sorry, you can't have sex. You can't enjoy sex. So it's sort of like this bad catch-22 or whatever you want to call it. Illicit drugs. There's a good reason why narcotics and tranquilizers are called downers. That's what happens to the sexual interest of people who use them. But uppers are no better. Amphetamines and cocaine stimulate sexual desire but impair orgasm, making sex decidedly frustrating. The most sexually unpredictable illicit drug is marijuana. Some say it enhances lovemaking. Chemically, it just might. Pot increases blood levels of phenethylamine. Can you say that? I've seen it before. A neurotransmitter associated with love and lust. But marijuana makes other people withdraw or become anxious or eat Chinese food. Or irritable, which can ruin sex. Finally, all illicit drugs involve risk of involuntary intimacy. Blah, blah, blah.
That's okay. Sorry, let's go back. This
back.
is assuming that orgasm is like the ultimate goal again, because I've had plenty of amazing sex on
drugs.
On
yeah,
on a lot of different. I mean, on drugs.
But are you able to? Okay, right. You're right. This is another thing from sex school. You can't assume when you say sex, you can't assume that it means that everyone came to orgasm.
But I mean, and I don't think I was ever sexually frustrated when I was floating on cloud nine.
You know,
12.
ecstasy is, people have sex on that all the time.
It feels great, doesn't it?
It does. I don't know. I wouldn't know, but
no, if I did, and maybe some mushrooms or acid, it probably would
I
feel
heard
good.
mushrooms is good too. Not that I'm endorsing any of this stuff, but my friend who was really into coke for a long time, he always referred to it as coke weenie. Where
what happens?
It's extremely hard. But he
doesn't go
anywhere. Yeah, he can't get anywhere.
But it still feels really good, and you still have a great time.
I'm sure.
Right. Just because you don't have an orgasm doesn't mean that it's not a pleasurable time.
It's just you can see the ulterior motives in that.
Right.
statement.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. But if people are bumming out that they're not able to, this might be why, because you drink too much or you're smoking too much or whatever.
All in moderation.
Exactly. A little bit of this and that never hurt
anyone.
What?
Do you know Sarah Gray?
No.
I started studying. I started reading up on her. She's always in Entourage now, but she started off in porn, and like Steven Spielberg picked her to be in have a lead role in the movie. So now she's like a legitimate actress. And I watched this video, and she talks about the sperm tasting different when people do drugs and they do different things.
It's true, right, Sarah? It is true that your sperm, the taste of your sperm is affected by what you eat, what you put in your body.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I've heard there's some foods too, and even women, like the taste of women too. Like I had a friend who was dating this girl, and she was a total vegetarian, and she took all these vitamins. And he's like, I could not stand her taste because of the vitamins.
Meat too, like if you eat a lot of meat, I think can change. But I mean, I don't know. It's all relative.
It's like in moderation, but really there are some things that can. I wonder what like asparagus. That's your pee, but still.
Coffee makes your pee stink.
I'm never going to stop drinking coffee. I don't think. I'm obsessed with coffee. Like I get out of bed in the morning for coffee. Does anyone else do that? You just get up? No, you don't drink coffee, but because you drink Red Bulls all day long.
Yeah, I mean, I'll have a white ice mocha here and there, but that's about it.
Yeah, it's good. Okay. I don't know. White ice mocha isn't bad.
Yeah.
But you don't need coffee in the morning to get going?
No, I'm fine.
Do you, Sarah?
I'm not addicted, but I do prefer it.
It's so good.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I'm not.
I'm doing morning radio forever, so I have like this built-in clock. No matter how late I go to bed, I'll still get up at like 7 a.m.
Do you really?
Yeah, and I cannot
But aren't you
sleep
tired? See, you're tired though.
I'm a little tired, but I just, it just takes me a little while, but I don't need anything to drink,
I probably don't need it. I just love it.
No,
I love the taste. And then I get my muffin they save for me every morning at my coffee shop, my little coffee shop that I go to every day. They're like, we saved it for you because it's gone. And then I'm always so bummed my muffin's not there. Like, I think I look really angry.
Yeah.
But they started to save it for me just in case it wasn't there.
Oh,
yeah.
Got to get that muffin.
You don't want to piss me off. Okay, so first we got a word from our sponsor here.
Oh, really?
Okay, this is our new sponsor, and I'm so excited by them. Really, we do. Tune Up Media. Do you know about Tune Up Media? They're amazing. Menace, you are going to love them.
Sounds familiar.
Okay, so TuneUp is a #1 selling plugin for iTunes and Windows Media Player. So it basically what it does is, I'll explain this to you, is that you might not because you are like a social media guy and you probably have your iTunes alt, but you have your iTunes that are like track 01, track 02, and there's all these, you don't have cover art for some of your albums. It goes in and it cleans up your iTunes.
Oh, I do know this. They have a commercial with
exactly
the one rapper and Andy Milonakis.
Like Ludacris or something like that.
No, not Ludacris. It's But I know who
they have a fun website, and like it's
cool.
really cool. So it fixes your mislabeled music, like those annoying track 01s or unknown artists and bands spelled 5 different ways with TuneUp's clean feature. It's clean intelligently, identifies and fills in missing information using acoustic fingerprinting, the same technology that powers Shazam for the iPhone. It fills in missing album artwork with cover art. No more gray music notes or holes in the cover flow. So it's awesome. TuneUp, you can go to ilovetuneup.com. And if you put in 20%, you can get, if for 20% off, if you put in promo code SEXWithEmily, you get 20% off of their TuneUp Gold package. But you can also try it for free.
It's
TuneUp
actually
Lite.
really cool.
It is so cool. I didn't know, like I have all these songs I've had forever, and some people, for example, made me mixed CDs that I never knew what the song was because they didn't save it right. And so it went in, and all these songs that I never knew what they were, I know now.
That's awesome.
I know. So go to ilovetuneup.com and check it out.
Use that.
You should. Sex with Emily. Use promo code SEXWithEmily. Get 20% off.
Because I'm going to finally buy a new MacBook.
Are
I'm
you?
just going to throw all my files in there.
I just got a new MacBook.
Well, I'm going to get... They just came out with a MacBook Air.
Right.
And I really want to get one because...
Why, though? Does it have the CD in it, this one?
No, but I never use that
You're
anyways.
right. No one uses CDs.
So
I do, but people don't.
I'm always traveling, so I want something lightweight.
Right.
And I think I'm going to pick one up.
I think you should, honey.
Yeah.
And then you should do TuneUp.
Yes.
Okay, let's move into some emails from listeners.
All right.
Thanks, everyone, for emailing me at feedback@sexwithemily.com. Dear Emily, I found your site on Podcast Directory and was just looking for a new podcast to listen to. I clicked on by popularity and saw your podcast and clicked on it, and I've been downloading for some time now. I just want to tell you about someone that I had met a few years ago. This girl was about 23 years old and had small breasts, A or B cup. We hooked up, like what menace means. What does that mean, menace?
That means they had sex.
They had sex. And I disagree. Okay, and we were kissing for a long time, and then I worked on her breast. We did not go all the way that night, but I did make her orgasm just by sucking and touching her breast for over an hour. She was spent after that, and we hooked up the next night. She went wild after a half hour of messing around. All I can say is that things were very wet and no extra lube was needed that night, all just from sucking on her breasts the night before. I dated her for almost a year before we went different ways. I've always found that if the woman is pleased, then she will do what is needed to please you. As far as when I like to have sex, morning or night, yes, both, please, LOL. And the touching of the balls, ladies, go for it. I have no problems with it. I think Menace is too uptight and needed to just get drunk and let it happen. Then, Emily, you need to be there that night and give him the best hand job that you ever have given to a guy to shut him up. As always, thanks for a great time. Chris from St. Petersburg, Florida.
Oh, Chris.
So he brought up some interesting points. So, Sarah, we got to bring you in. We've had this hand job debate going on for probably a year now, where I think that hand jobs are not a replacement for oral sex, but they're a great addition. Like, give a guy a hand job every once in a while, or it's a nice thing to do to mix it up a little bit. And Menace thinks that
She always twists
Menace
the
thinks
argument.
that women can't do it like they can do it, so why even bother?
No.
Oh,
okay. If a girl is giving me a hand job assisting fellatio, fine, cool.
Yeah.
But not just a solo hand job, just on its own by itself.
What if you're like in public?
In a car, at the movies.
In a car, again, it's too messy. You can't just give a solo hand job. You can't.
What? Why?
Because
are you circumcised?
It's not. Yeah, but it's not. It's not as good as a guy can give it to himself.
Okay.
So why don't you just give?
This is our ongoing thing, but this is interesting.
Fellatio, easy cleanup.
Do both. I'm just saying, don't keep doing the same sexual routines over and over and over again. That's my point.
Put them together.
Hello. And I give a killer hand job. Okay.
Yeah, right. That's what they all say.
Yeah, dude, it's true. So, and then he hooked up with a woman who had orgasms through her breast. I have friends like that. I can't. Can you have an orgasm through your breast? I wish.
Well, I can't say that I can't because I've never had anybody, I guess, focus on my tits that much.
Wow. I would love if someone did that.
Yeah, that would be pretty
Men
nice.
do not touch breasts enough.
They
or
don't know
women.
how, though. A lot of times people just don't know how to touch
How do you
a
teach
breast.
them?
I mean, I don't.
No, but see, I think it's just the guys are afraid because they don't know the timing because of how long do I make out with them before I start.
No, because they'll start going in thinking like maybe they'll like make you look away or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
but then they're doing it wrong. Like even if it's like I don't know.
I think they're afraid.
Yeah, they're afraid. I think that men do not spend. Period. End of story. Men don't spend enough time on the breasts. They're like, they kiss
visual,
you.
though.
They're like,
Yeah.
boobs, vagina,
Yeah.
sex. And I'm just like, spend some time. I love this guy. Chris from St. Petersburg.
I don't understand
I would like a man to spend 2 hours on my breasts, on one breast.
I don't understand.
And then move to the next one for the next 2 hours.
I don't understand the one part of his email that he has to mention that she has small breasts. Is that like, is he trying to figure out some scientific study?
No, he was just giving us some background. He was giving us background.
Because the breasts were smaller?
Well, I mean, I think there's probably myths maybe that women with smaller breasts have like more sensitive breasts versus larger.
Is there a myth about that? Sarah's
I don't know
really
if it's
smart.
a myth necessarily. I mean, it might be. I don't know how true it is.
I don't know either.
I think it depends on the person.
Could just be a myth. Okay, thanks, Chris. Appreciate it. Okay, Emily, just wanted you to know that from a true player's point of view, Menace is right on almost everything except his reservations towards pleasing both holes.
Okay.
Also, any guy who says there aren't different types of vagina is not your sort of guy, as he rushes in without worshiping the vagina to see that they are all just so different, beautiful and ugly. Finally, Menace, for the hand job debate, that would change your perception on hand jobs. Why not emulate Emily and have a trip to Southeast Asia? Great show, peeps. Keep me laughing. Signed, Freelance.
I gotta go to Southeast Asia.
Why?
Because
maybe. I don't know. But Menace has criticized vaginas before, and I'm like, there are no ugly vaginas. They're all like snowflakes. Like, you can't say that. And he's making a face.
Vulvas?
So whenever we
vulvas or
vulvas, vaginas, whatever. Oh, we learned in class too that we shouldn't call them vaginas.
Well, some of us learned it in class. Some of us have known that for.
It's a car.
Since 7th grade.
Well,
No,
we were
vagina's
told
a
that in
car
class.
now? A Volvo?
A vulva.
A vulva?
It's a vulva, but I'm not going to change saying vagina.
No one knows what that means. A vulva. If I go open the door. Hey, do you know what a vulva is? No one's gonna know.
Wait,
that.
so you don't worship both holes? What do you mean? What's that?
I don't understand what that's
I don't know.
about.
I think he's talking about both holes. I don't know because we don't talk about anal sex that much.
I worship all holes.
He worships all holes. I didn't understand that either. I thought you were going to understand that.
Nah.
But I understood the part about
misguided.
That you're misguided somehow.
No, he's misguided.
He says you're a true player except for pleasing both holes, which I don't know what that means.
I don't understand either.
Hey, Emily and Menace. I'm a recent proud owner of the new iPad Touch and just discovered your show by chance. Absolutely love you guys. I come from an Asian background where openness about sex is extremely forbidden, and I appreciate your openness and your discussion about your past experiences. It helped guys like me to learn more quietly and privately. Menace, dude, you are a great man. I totally get along with your ideas.
Thank you.
I just heard a past podcast where people don't understand your thinking that there can be ugly vaginas. Oh no.
Yes.
I, on the other hand,
the
agree with
campaign.
you. There are some out there. Don't get me wrong. I love vaginas. I just get going down on a woman. I just love going down on a woman. There's something about the taste of a woman's vagina.
Oh, the bell's going off.
Women's privates. It just gets me off, especially
Is that
after
me
she
or
had.
you?
That's me.
Oh.
My phone's ringing. I have a new phone. I forgot to turn it off. Okay.
What an annoying ring that is.
There's something about the taste of a woman's privates that just gets me off, especially after she had some chocolate or ice cream before sex. It's just great. Hold on, let me turn off my phone.
Damn it.
But there's ugly penises out there too. So,
Yeah.
I mean,
I've never seen an ugly
okay,
penis.
Are you
I've seen
serious?
some ugly
Have you
dick
seen
out there.
pornographic films? There's crooked ones. There's
Well,
ones
that doesn't
you
make
could
it ugly,
Make
but
like a
there's some
necktie
pretty-
out of.
Yeah.
Okay,
They're
I'm
so-
turning this off.
They look like pretzels.
I guess what makes what makes a vagina ugly
Let's
or vulva?
really not talk about this right now.
Just do it. Do it. Do it, Menace.
Why? I'm just saying. We've talked about this before. You haven't been here.
There's a personal experience though.
I'm
Is
just
there
saying,
somebody in your life who's
have you ever
vagina's
seen a
not-
roast beef sandwich? That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
I'm
think-
just saying. And now
That's
you're
funny.
gonna call that
no,
beautiful?
No. I'm just saying it's funny because I think somebody was talking about my roast beef lips this
Really?
class. Yeah.
Who? Someone you hooked up with in class?
No, in class. When I showed my girl, we were
I
naked
missed it.
together.
I
in
wasn't
class.
looking. I wasn't looking at your. But I wasn't looking at your
Apparently
vulva or your beef lips.
Beautiful. It's
Really?
not roast beef. God damn it.
I don't.
I think mine
Whatever.
is. I don't know. I actually had to look at it when I drew my picture, and because our assignment was to go home and look at your vagina, vulva in the mirror, or your penis. There was one guy in the class. He had to look at his penis.
Wow.
Anyway, so we had to look at it and really look at it, and
Maybe
I'm like,
she was
it's not
focusing
what I
too much
thought. I thought it looked different. I was really surprised
When
how
was
it
the
looked.
last time you saw it before
long,
that?
Long time ago.
What?
I mean, I look at it, but I wasn't like not with a mirror. I actually took pictures
is
with my
going
cell
on?
phone so I could draw the picture accurately.
Ah.
Wow.
Okay, let me finish this letter. We got to go back to the letter because my phone
Anyway.
rang. He said, don't get me wrong, I love vaginas, just love going down on a woman. There's something about the taste of a woman's privates that just get me off, especially after she had some chocolate or ice cream before sex. It's just great. Emily, you're great too. Love your show and your talks. And I have a question for you. I've now been in a relationship for 3 years and I just love this girl. She's great, loving and wonderful. We have great sex and love every minute of it, but I have an issue. She doesn't like the idea of masturbation. She's fine with oral sex, but not at all with masturbation. Every time I try to finger her, she removes it and says no. I tried talking to her about it a couple times, but she always gets pissed off and refuses to discuss the topic. And I am a dude who loves to see a girl fingering herself. It's just so erotic and exciting to look at. So how do I get her to be more open-minded? Should I even bother bringing it up, the issue, or should I just leave it alone and forget about it? Thanks in advance for your help. Keep up the good work, and looking forward to your new episode. Sincerely, Namsu from Pakistan. Okay, Namsu. So I would say, I mean, first of all, does she have orgasms? Does she masturbate on her own? There might be some, I don't know. I mean, there might be some reasons that she's not comfortable with it, but I would try to talk to her about it, see if she masturbates. But if she's not comfortable with it, you can't force her into it either. There's got to be other things that you find. There's lots of other things you could do that would be erotic, and maybe you'd have to ease her into it. If she's gonna feel pressure from you, like, baby, why don't you do it? And you keep trying to stick your finger, and then she doesn't let you. You're not going to get anywhere. So there has to be some time where you're just like slowing down and you're not trying, and maybe you just try other things for a while, because if she's, she has to get there on her own. Right, Sarah? You're nodding. What do you think?
Okay, first thing that came to my mind was maybe you're doing it wrong. Not doing it wrong. Maybe you're not fingering her. Maybe she doesn't like the way that you're doing it, is the first thing that comes to my mind. Because there's good ways to get fingered and there's really bad ways. And I've experienced that the amount, like the ratio of people who know how to finger correctly is...
That's true. You might be hurting her.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, I mean, definitely. Yeah. And if you've ever accidentally hurt her before, like you could have been a fingernail, whatever, how are we going to trust you to stick it back in again?
Yeah.
So maybe I would start slowly too.
Come on.
Yeah.
Here's the other problem with fingering, Namsu, is that a lot of women, it feels okay, but really where women are going to get a lot of sensation is in their clitoris. So I would start gently by like rubbing her clitoris with your finger, see how that works. And then maybe you move into the fingering, but just to go jam a finger up there, doesn't always feel so good.
Unless you really know what you're doing.
Yeah, unless you know what you're doing. Well, what do you mean know what you're doing? What's the right way?
Well, no, I've recently had a few lovers who, like, I could not even be turned on, and it's like, if they know how to finger me in a way that I'm just like, I ejaculate in 5 minutes. It's amazing.
You and your ejaculation.
It's a new phenomenon, but it's for me. I mean,
seems like
it's amazing.
Emily.
I am. I've done it.
Maybe you should look at your pussy more.
I have to look at I know. I seriously don't look at it enough, and I'm going to go home tonight and look at it. That's my Friday night plans.
We can look at it together.
I'm going to go. Really? Do you want to look at it?
Yeah.
Will you tell me it's pretty, even if you think it's not?
I probably will think it's pretty,
really?
but I like roast beef, so.
I think it's okay.
God.
I don't know.
Can I ask you something else?
Yes.
I was just thinking about this, and I never asked you this before.
Uh-oh.
On all these emails that we get, and it was just talking about how a woman didn't like something. And not to be sexist, because I never am, but why do you think women have the most sexual hang-ups?
They don't. More than men?
Yeah.
Are you kidding? We live in a patriarchy.
Go through the emails.
Well, maybe it's a lot of men writing in. It doesn't mean that the men... we have a lot of male listeners, more male listeners, I think. And it doesn't mean that that's just what you're
but it's
hearing.
even like society and like television is like, she doesn't want to have sex and blah, blah. What do you think?
I think that it's men and women have I think maybe women are more verbal about it because women talk about their issues more. But I think there's a lot of men who are premature ejaculators or have other sexual issues that they don't really talk about, erection problems, issues, concerns, erection concerns, and they don't really talk about it. So I would say that it's probably about equal, but just that women, you hear more about it. What do you think, Sarah?
Yeah, I think it's also, we kind of have this perception that most women are like frigid, or they, whatever, they're supposed to be there for receivers anyway. Our job is to get pregnant. But men, it's kind of like your job is you get a boner and then you orgasm and you're done. And men, it's not socially acceptable for a guy to say, I can't get it up, and if he does, you should just go get a pill. So what's the problem?
And there are no quick fix pills. I think we started hearing a lot less about it because of Viagra and pills like that men can just take. And women, it's not that easy to fix.
Yeah, because it's all in the brain.
It's all in the brain. Our largest sex organ is our brain. Okay, so we should get into some Sarah stuff here.
Yes,
that was some good mail. Okay, Sarah, and then we're going to talk to you a little more later. But let's talk about.
Okay, I want to ask you, Sarah.
Go.
I want to ask her a question.
Go.
So, what did you think of Emily when you first met her?
Laid eyes on
what?
her.
No.
No.
What was your perception of Emily?
That's a good question.
You asked me
I
this
do
like,
interviews all the time.
like 5 minutes ago, and I was kind of like, I don't really remember.
When we walked in, I'm like, did you think I was?
Like, oh, this bitch is crazy.
Well, no, because I
She's out
think
of her
I had
mind.
I saw like your little headline of Sex with Emily on one of our classmates like whatever computer, and so I was just like, oh, you're Sex with Emily. I saw you like on the internet, so you must be famous. Cool. I think that was it.
Right. But in class and stuff, like you didn't think I was like crazy. Menace wants to know you to say that I was
She's
crazy.
Yeah, she's out of her mind.
She's hilarious.
She's
hilarious.
very energetic.
Oh yeah.
Very
Well,
energetic.
see, that's the thing. Yeah, she gets really energetic and then she just falls asleep.
We were all partying the other night, and I fell asleep because we got there at 5:30.
So crazy. And I had to help her not fall out the window.
I was laughing
Several
so
times.
hard I almost fell out the window.
Nice.
Several times.
It was so fun.
I sat on you a few times just to be like, okay, just to protect your life.
I was wearing high
Your life.
boots. I was wearing high boots, and they were slippery on the carpet.
What the? Is there like a dress code? Like, you get high
like a
boots and
freaky-
naked all the time? Like, what?
It's a fun school, man. I wish it didn't end. I'm just saying. I wish it's not over. I'm like, Sarah,
It's
don't
not
want you to
over.
leave.
It's not over.
I know. I still have
It's
like
not
3
over.
more. I'll be in there for the rest of my life.
So what
yeah.
brought you to this school?
Well, okay, so I actually learned about it from Annie Sprinkle. Do you know who Annie Sprinkle is? Porn star. She got her doctorate degree there, and I had brought her to Denver for some stuff, and so I was like, Doctorate in Human Sexuality, where does that exist? And then I applied and got in.
Sweet.
And I was like, sweet.
Yeah. So what exactly do? You do a lot of different things. But
Yeah.
what about, let's talk about the sex. Let's talk about you being a dominatrix.
Okay.
Okay, pro dom. So men pay you, women pay you,
Yeah.
mostly men.
So I worked for a house that I don't work for right now, though that may change, but I don't know. But so when I worked in the house, I guess I'll tell you. So I worked in a house of domination. So it's kind of like, I don't want to associate with a brothel, but like in a brothel, you have a madam, you have whores or whatever. And then, so you have like a house of domination. So you have a lot of girls who work in the house or women who work in the house doing pro dom work.
So men come in, and do you know them ahead of time? Or?
Well, it can be men or women. So the way in which our house functioned was that my madam, essentially, or the mistress of the house, she would do like the advertising and booking and stuff like that. So she could, people would call or people would email or call and say like, I want to see. My name was Lady Bandita, which I'm still in the scene known as Lady Bandita. So I do performances and stuff like that now. But
so what do you do to these men? Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. But
whatever. Anything. I mean, the majority of things you're going to find, I think, probably with most with dominatrix is that they're going to find older white men in power who want to be pissed on or humiliated or dressed up like a girl or fucked in the ass.
Really?
That's the most typical.
And you did all that. And were you wearing leather and the typical outfit?
I usually wear vinyl. Yeah,
Vinyl. That's what I meant.
Yeah, vinyl. I mean, you can wear leather, vinyl, whatever.
Fishnets, high boots.
Oh yeah.
Do you have a whip?
Boots. Oh, we have shit tons of it. I mean, anything. Like we had 15-foot bull whips, or we had floggers, paddles,
Tasers.
canes. We did have a taser. I did that. 10s unit. I did that on somebody's testicles.
I've done that before. That's nothing.
And your testicles? You tasered your balls?
Yeah, from doing morning radio, I've done that like 10 times.
What?
It's not that bad.
Okay.
Go ahead. Go ahead. It wasn't a
So
sexual-
you're like,
it was just
whatever.
like a
Menace
sexual-
tasers his balls every Tuesday.
Yeah.
Tuesday must be
you're
taser ball
badass.
Tuesday. Taser your testicles on Tuesday.
Yeah, there's videos out there of me doing it.
Really?
Yeah.
We got to find those videos and
I'll send
exploit
them to
them. Okay, so men come in and you would sometimes they want you to piss in their mouth and you would. Mm-hmm. And
Yeah, I was gonna say coffee. Yeah, I made somebody gag once when I drank coffee before a session and peed in his mouth. It was it sucked, but whatever.
Wow.
But
so
you get pee in your mouth. Expect to gag a little.
Yeah.
do they come in? Do they have to swallow? Do they swallow it or do they?
Some of them, yeah. Oh yeah.
And do they want to have sex with you?
Well, I hope so.
And you would have sex with them after all
No,
this?
I
Never.
did-
You
no.
wouldn't.
No.
So were you turned on at all during this?
Or is it just a gig? Just a job?
No. I'm really into BDSM in my personal life, so I absolutely do love it. But yeah, no. I mean, sometimes like I had one fella who was extremely attractive, who wanted me to walk on him. That was it, naked, and I just walked on him.
And
for
that's
a lot
it?
of money. Yeah, it was great.
How much money? I mean, I'm looking for work sometimes. I don't know.
Oh, I'll tell you. On average, pro doms should charge or do charge $200 to $350 an hour.
Sweet.
How did you learn it?
I apprenticed for a year under a pro dom. So
she'd be peeing in someone's mouth and you'd be standing there going, excuse me, how much pee did you?
Yeah, no. I mean, I learned more things. Like I learned how to pierce from a professional piercer. I learned how to do rope bondage from a professional rope bondage artist. And so she would teach you like appropriate, like healthy ways to kind of beat people up, or I guess not healthy ways, but
so it's mostly it's like the cliche of the man in power, white man in power, every area of his life he's in control.
Yeah.
He's got the wife, kids, the family, but he wants to be dominated.
Yeah. Well, and you have to look at the fact that who's going to fucking pay $200? Who has $200 to like spend on an hour to get beaten up?
So what about your yeah, exactly. So what about your personal life? You're into BDSM. Explain that what that is. People don't know.
BDSM, like bondage, domination, discipline, sadomasochism. So, like it kind of in a nutshell, that's what it stands for. So kind of, I can't say certain words.
You can say whatever you want.
No, I can't say like alternative or deviant.
Oh, we learned there's words you're not supposed to say. You can on this show.
Whatever.
We say everything.
Variant lifestyle choices.
You have a variant lifestyle. So kinky sex.
Kinky sex.
So is all your sex like? Do you ever have just like vanilla sex?
Oh yeah. I mean, see, I don't know anymore. I don't know if it's if I could define it as vanilla, because I'm sure when I'd say like, oh yeah, I had vanilla sex the other night, we were still like standing up, or
Right.
What is vanilla sex? Like, tell me what vanilla sex is.
I think it's just like basic penetration, PV sex.
I mean, is it like missionary position?
I think missionary, doggy style. Like, I think just the basic 3-4 positions that people do without whips and chains and urine.
Yeah.
What
fun is that? No.
Let me ask you this, and I'm not saying that this is not everywhere, because it is, but were you doing this like in another state? You said you're from Colorado, and then coming to San Francisco, where we are known for being crazy. Did you see the level of, or was it the same as it was in Colorado that it is in San Francisco?
So this is kind of funny.
Like the level of craziness.
Oh, see, okay, so I can tell you kind of a funny story. But I went to a convention in LA actually, for it was DomCon LA. But anyway, so we went to a bunch of classes or whatever, and people were doing demonstrations around different things you can do. And the people who were from Colorado did the sickest shit. So we were the ones who were like piercing testicles and teaching you how to play with blood, and like, suturing people's vaginas or like vulvas or whatever. So we were what's that face?
I'm just looking. I'm learning.
Okay.
And so it's funny because we always joke, like, in Colorado, what else is there to do?
Yeah, maybe they have extra time on their hands.
Yeah, so you're gonna figure out like the best way to hurt people. So, I mean, there might be certain things. Yeah, I found that it was, I think when you come to cities more like here, or even in, like in LA or New York or whatever, it's more, you find a lot more costuming, you find a lot more glam. So like in Colorado, you're not going to go to a play party or to an event or whatever and see a lot of people wearing like rubber and amazing outfits. They're going to be actually doing, sick shit.
They're not just right.
Yeah.
So,
they're not
okay.
the money to go do that.
They're not in for the
glam.
show.
Yeah.
No, they're really like, that's what turns you on. So what kind of do you have committed relationships? Do you have, and you identify as queer. We should go there first. What is that? How would you describe what queer is?
So queer is kind of all encompassing. So a good way to kind of break it down a little bit. If you're, for example, say if I was trans. So if I was a female to male trans person, and I was having sex with a woman, what kind of sex would we be having? If I was genderqueer, if I was sometimes male, sometimes female. So it's all encompassing. If I say I'm having sex, I'm having queer sex, because that can mean I'm having anal sex or vaginal sex or oral sex with whoever.
With men and women.
With men and women, or trans individuals who identify as trans, or people who identify as genderqueer, which means that they don't specify their gender from male to female. That makes
sense. Okay.
Yeah.
When did you adopt this lifestyle? At what age?
Did I adopt the lifestyle? I started.
Or do you think you've always?
Yeah. Were you always a little kinky?
Oh yeah. Actually, looking back, what was I came up with a memory and I forgot what it was about. Like, just funny. Like when you remember when you were a kid, you're like, ha ha ha. I remember when I was doing that. That was really weird.
I remember when I tied Dad's balls together. That was funny.
Knew I was kicking with.
There was never like a certain point in time where it's like, okay, I'm just gonna go full in. It was just like from the beginning.
For BDSM or queer, anything. Actually, that's what I remember. I think I've always been into chicks. I think I've always been into women and men.
That's awesome, right?
Yeah, that's pretty great. Though I missed out on all the childhood stuff. Like you think like girls always talk about how like, oh yeah, we got naked and rolled on. I was like, fuck, I missed that boat. I never got to roll around naked with my girlfriends when I was a kid. That shit.
Why?
It just never happened. Like it never happened. Like I think if I think of a girl was like, let's get naked and roll around, so I probably would have been okay with that, or probably would have, but I just didn't have any cool friends like that. Sorry, thanks a lot.
Yeah, I had my one cool
I hung
friend
out
who
with
touched
when I
my
was a
boob.
kid, and it turned you on.
Yeah, it turned me on.
So
That's what I said in class. That was my first sexual.
Do you like girls then?
I like girls. Yeah.
You like to have sex with girls?
I've had. I like. You know.
No. Do you like to have sex with girls?
I have.
Okay.
I don't do it enough.
Oh my god. Okay.
I like it. Yeah. No, I do.
Me too.
Yeah.
It's cool.
But it's not not enough. Like I haven't had enough experience. Like I think I have, but not like a million times.
Yeah.
We got to wrap
On that note, we got to wrap it up. Okay. Thank you so much for Sarah. You're awesome. And is there any websites people can find you? Do you have anything yet, or we'll just?
I'm on FetLife, so you can look me up on FetLife.
What is that?
FetLife.com. FetLife.com. It's basically Facebook for kinky people. And I'm Lady Bandita.
Lady Bandita.
Bandita.
And we'll also put this on my website where this podcast will live. Thanks everyone for listening to the show. I appreciate it. Thanks, Madness. Love you. Mean it.
Too.
Thanks everyone for listening to Sex with Emily. Was it good for you? Email me feedback@sexwithemily.com.
Are you sure it's safe to go spelunking down here, Cordial?
Sure thing, Halbert. I've been down here plenty times.
What's that?
Oh, it's nothing. Just people setting off dynamite. You was 16 once, now you're 46. That's a 30-year difference.
It's a cave in! Oh no, we're trapped! Cordial, we're gonna die!
Now just hold on a sec, Halbert. This here's the McCaffrey National Seaman Cave System.
Yeah, so?
So, you dummit, that means we can lick our way out of here. It's only 30 or 40 feet of crystallized semen to the surface.
I wasn't born yesterday, Cordial. I know we can lick our way out of here. I just can't stand the taste.
Halbert, you dummit! Why do you think I packed a month's supply of masked sexual flavor strips? It tastes good. You can choose from 4 delicious flavors: strawberry, chocolate, mango, and watermelon.
But Cordial, I can't decide which flavor I want to try.
Don't worry, Halbert. You be down here a while. Get licking.
Masked sexual flavor strips are designed to deliciously disguise the taste of semen. In 4 exciting flavors, they're bound to get you out of the stickiest of situations. Go to sexualflavors.com today to find your flavor.
Hey, Cordial, how about we whistle while we work?
No, I don't like music. Music makes me sick in the stomach.
Oh, all right.